AITA for not allowing my adoptive father to be alone with my children? TW abuse. Background: I, 26F, was adopted as a baby. My adoptive mother was a wonderful person. And I loved her dearly, but she passed away several years ago. My adoptive father, 60s. We'll call B, and I never had a good relationship. We spent most of my childhood and teenage years arguing and getting into screaming matches with each other. He was emotionally, verbally, and sometimes physically abusive to my mother and I. I feel it's important to add that the physical abuse was very mild. Some examples I can think of are him pushing us when we'd argue with him, throwing things at us, and there were times he'd physically restrain me for trying to leave the house or room to get away from him to where it would leave bruises on me. I could go on and on about all of the awful ways B treated us. But after my mom died he seemed to turn into a completely different person. He refused to admit that any of the horrible things he did to us ever happened and claimed we were always a happy family. I permanently moved out when I was 20 and got married shortly after, and since then B and I have maintained a civil, and almost good, relationship. My husband and I now have 2 children under the age of 3, 1 boy and 1 girl. We live within 30 minutes of B and usually see him once a month and for holidays. Since the birth of my first child, B frequently mentions wanting to babysit and watch our children for us. While my oldest does seem to enjoy seeing him, I don't think she would be comfortable being left at his house. I am not comfortable leaving my children with him because of the way he treated me as a young child. He has dogs that are not good around children, and there is also a rumor from B's side of the family that there was an instance of SA of a child that B was involved in. B has never mistreated either of my children. He adores them and spoils them with presents. I keep being told that bad parents sometimes make good grandparents, so I can't help feeling guilty when he asks to babysit and I don't let him. For reference, my husband and I only allow our children to be alone with my husband's parents, and I think that bothers B as he's made comments about it. But I just want what is best for my children, and I don't think leaving them alone with him is safe. I think I just need reassurance that I am doing the right thing. This was very hard for me to write, so if I've left out any important info or details are unclear, I'll be reading all comments and will try to address any confusions.